Next anime is Alya, sometimes hides her feelings in Russian, episode 3. So we're at the third episode of Alya, and we see her coming home from the outing that she was spying on, but ended up spending the day with Yugi and Kuze. We see her and her sister interact for the first time, and she basically explains that she doesn't really like Kuze like that, even though it's not true. And we get this whole backstory of how Kuze and Alya met. And I really like this backstory because it basically establishes that it establishes Alya's ideals, and it also shows how good of a main character Kuze is, and it also just gives a lot more context to just their relationship, where, you know, Alya does put herself up as someone who is prime and proper, someone who gets her shit done, someone who is on top of things, she's part of the student council. So it's always weird to think, like, oh, she's crushing on Kuze, who kind of comes off as a slacker. Why? And the Black Flash, Jesus Christ, I am Jujutsu Kaisen brain rotted. That was terrible. I am so sorry. That was terrible. Whew. Okay. Alright. She flashes back to when she was younger in a group project, where she was like, oh yeah, we're going to try our best, we're going to try hella hard. And the kids didn't, and so she threw a fit, but it was also one of those things where it's just like, no one's taking this seriously, so I'll just take care of it seriously myself. Which translated her to being in high school and doing like the summer festival stuff, and she's just like, everyone's just a slacker around me, everyone wants to do this, wants to do that, I don't care. I'll do it myself, and it's going to be good, and I'm going to take all the credit because I don't need anybody's help. And then we see Kuze walk in. And I know he's already introduced a little bit after when it comes to this. But Kuze walks in and basically explains to her that, like, you know, this is a school activity. Like, if you're going to want that motivation, you can't really just close yourself off and try to motivate yourself. You kind of have to try to work with others. It's kind of actually similar to the Apiko and Yuriko story from Oshino Curl that we talked about earlier, where it was a thing of just like, yeah, you can do that, but you're going to burn yourself out, and you're going to hate yourself. So it is okay to ask people to be more motivated. It is okay to ask people for help. It is okay to ask people if they can assist you with stuff, because they probably want to, because you're kind of a sweet person. And we do see Alya open up more. As like the next day, we see the classmates more talking. They're trying clothes on her. They're doing all that type of stuff, and then, you know, it turns out really well. The school festival they have actually turns out really well. And then we get a little interaction with Alya and Kuze, where, you know, Kuze doesn't want to dance, and she doesn't want to dance with the other guys. And they're having a moment where, like, oh, she apologizes for assaulting him and all that other stuff. And, like, kind of hypes her up, and it's kind of cool. Also, I like the fact that Kuze's just not a dumb MC. Like, he's lazy, in a sense, and he's tired a lot, but, like, he's not dumb, he's not stupid, he's not, like, a clumsy, dumb idiot, like a lot of these romance artists make them to be, or, like, they're not super nerdy to where it's just like, oh, yeah, we're betting on our fan base. It's like, no, Kuze is genuinely just a nice person who is trying to survive in the world. And I like that. I like the fact they just added that addition. Because, not even add that addition, but they just, like, made that a thing. Because it felt so good. And, like, the end of this, we see Kuze going to share a dance with Alya, which is also really nice. Which also, the next day, starts the Alya talking in Russian, but Kuze knows. And so we get a little bit more backstory on her. We get a little bit more of their relationship. Kind of just set up the closeness and bondness that they have. Now, that was interesting. But what happens next makes me far more interesting. Because a theory of mine sort of kind of came back along, where I thought Alya could have been the Russian girl that he decided to learn Russian for, but left. And that, like, she was playing it off and she might not know. And it's kind of a game of, like, who knows what and what knows who, which plays really well into the dynamics of secret keeping in this show. But that's not what happened. That is not what happened. What happened was, Kuze goes to the student council, like, room, and is asked to help Masha with some training, Alya's sister. Masha holds Kuze's hand, and she, like, says something and asks his last name. And there's, like, a pause, and he tells her, it was, like, Mashakia or whatever the fuck. And she is, like, wide-eyed baffled, and being, like, surprised. And then as they're leaving, she also starts speaking in Russian, kind of the same way that Alya would do with Kuze as they're playing around. And this fucked me. This fucked me because I was like, no. This was a throwaway line. I didn't actually think they were going to go through this avenue. But if they do, it's actually kind of interesting. And I'm actually so happy that they're going down this. And it's confirmed because, like, as they're shopping and doing stuff, they're like, Masha wants to get a stuffed animal for everybody in the student council. We see when they're going into the tea shop, because I think they need tea for the student council room or whatever it's like. Masha wants to offer some tea to Kuze. And Kuze doesn't really want to. And, this is another big thing, actually. Jesus, there's another big thing that happened. Kuze, we get another flashback. Oh, it's a short one, but we get a flashback for Kuze as he makes a comment being like, I wouldn't really know what tea is. It's like, even if I did, my mom. And they flash back to Kuze talking to his dad. And so we get to find out that the reason why Kuze and Yuki aren't living with each other is because they were divorced. And so Kuze decided to live with the dad, but Yuki decided to live with the mom. And Yuki is sick. She's very sick. She's like coughing a lot. She's like, I'm sorry, but I think we're going to stay with mom. And I wonder what that sickness has to do. If that has to do with crying again, bro. The show makes me so fucking excited with secrets. I love it so much because now I want to know. I want to know why is the divorce? What I get like 2 answers and I get 10 more. Why were they divorced? Why did Yuki say? Why did Kuze go with his dad? Why did Kuze didn't stay with his mom? Why did Yuki didn't try to stay together with the siblings? And and it's always nice, when a separation that the siblings can still be close and still be nice. That's wholesome. But I have so many questions. And I need them answered. Oh, these episodes are not coming out fast enough for this show, and I need my answers so goddamn badly. So goddamn badly that it's not even funny. But right after that, we get another scene where Masha, out of nowhere, cuddles Kuze. And not in like I'm gonna be close to you, whatever, because then that could be some playful stuff. No. See what happened here? What this was Masha getting close, pressing, pressing up on the bodies like that, and holding his head and holding his hip and kind of cradling him, and he's saying this feels so familiar. I don't know why, but this feeling, it feels so familiar. It feels so good, and I'm looking at this, so just no. Is Masha the girl that Kuze tried to impress? Is this gonna be revealed? And it's one of those things where it's did Masha know this already? Or did she find out in that moment? Which I assume she found out in that moment. But now it's just playing into a bunch of things. Now it's playing into a bunch of aspects. And I don't know where this show is going anymore. But I'm so excited. And it ends with their cuddles ended because Masha accidentally burned Kuze with the teacup. And you see the teddy bear that Alya has is mean mugging them. It's not actually mean mugging them, but they shell it in a way where it looks like it's mean mugging them, which I thought was kind of cute. But we're at a point now with this show where it's just oh my god, everyone's, not everyone, but it's there's so many tangles to unwrap. Every time I do one, 5 new ones show up, and I don't even know when I'm going to get to that. This show, Alya Russian, has set up so much potential. I cannot wait for everything to hit the fan. Everything is going to hit the fan in the most fantastical way possible. And I cannot wait for it. I am so excited to watch the turmoil and the agony and just the bullshit that comes out from this show. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be lovely. It's going to be fantastic. And I can't wait. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so goddamn good. This episode in particular was really, really good. Okay, it was the same as the other 3, it's just setting up all the drama. Setting up all the drama with Yuki. Setting up all the drama with Masha. Setting all the drama up with Alya. We might get one more girl. I have no goddamn freaking clue at this point. But it was good. It was good, and it was good. Oh, man. This episode, episode 3 of Alya, Sometimes Hide Your Feelings, that's getting an 9. Let's get a 9 out of 10. It's getting a 9 out of 10. That's a solid episode. Nothing yet that I like super freaked out about. That's good. It's really good.